So I'm going to disclaimer. This isn't a face mask. A face mask is what the professionals wear in the hospitals, and to be fair, we should let the NHS have all the face masks. So this is what I'm calling the face cover, because face cover, it's not going to truly stop, but I've got a pocket for a filter on mine and a removable pipe cleaner here, so I can take it out when I wash it. Thank you, Pauline. Yeah, we are still getting over that cough. It's week 8 for me. My husband's is gone. Still a little bit coughy, but yeah, yeah. Right, so I'm a bit out of my comfort zone because I'm a bag maker, you know that, but I was constantly getting a message yesterday asking what I'm doing with my face masks that are different. Basically, I've made 3 different types of patterns. I'm not going to say whose they are and who they're by, but I really couldn't get one. My son couldn't get on with one. He didn't, being autistic, he didn't like anything on his ears, and he still doesn't. He hates them. So he hates anybody touching around this area. And I must admit, I tried the one behind my ear and I hated it. So I've now come up with a plan, because I'm making ones for my family as well, but I don't know their head size, I don't know their circumference, I don't know what size elastic to use. So I've now come up with a plan that I've made it to the point where it can be either the elastic goes around your head or over your ears. It's up to them if they snip the elastic and tie 2 knots, or keep it as I've done it but tie 1 knot. Also, when I made the one, being that my glasses don't have, oh my god, I'm really good for a side one, take them off. They don't have these rubber stoppers like some glasses do. My glasses on one kept doing this and this and this, and to the point where I just was blind because I was having to look over the top. So that was a no-go. And then the other one was one that goes like a cup shape and goes all the way around, and it's like a muzzle, kind of reminded me of a dog, reminded me like I was going to rob a bank. Like I was having this conversation last night with someone. I said to my husband on Friday, I tested it out and I went, I'm going to the post office, I'm going to hold them up at gunpoint, because it made me feel like that. But when I was out and about, I put my glasses on top and my glasses were steaming up so I couldn't see, and I only had about this much to see out of. So that was a no-go. So I've now come to the point of making sure there's a wire in this part here, because I can really push it in and it sculpts around my nose because I've got a really big nose. And yeah, so I've got 2 sizes, because a lot of people were saying that some of them are really big and they're not fitting their kids and stuff like that. So I've done 2 sizes. So it's the adult size and the kid size. As you can see, they're the same width, but there's like 1.5 to 2 inches less on the kids. Also, like I say, as you can see, I'm doing quite a long piece of elastic, because the people that I'm making these for are not living in our household. They're all like family members that I can't measure their heads because they're not physically here. So I'm just doing one long piece of elastic, which I will give you the measurements for. And then basically it's up to them whether they want to tie a knot here and fit it around the head so it basically just goes over their head, or if they snip it at the top and tie 2 knots, and then they can pull the knot inside here in these 2 little channels that I've made. So it's personal choice on that. Also on mine, as you can see here, not the best of fabric, let's try this one. as you can see here, there's a little tube thing here. That's where your pipe cleaner will go in, and you can take it out when you go to wash this. But also there is a filter pocket as well. Now I'm going to talk about the filters that I've been using, because yeah, Lynn made the point about 3 minutes before we went live, is that UNICEF has said if you can breathe out of that manufactured piece that you're putting in as a filter, it's not going to protect you. And I'm not saying what my method is going to protect you, but I'm saying that what I've done is that I can't feel my breath once I've done it. So now this is back front because I'm filming on my tablet because I couldn't be bothered to get my my camera up and running. So obviously you got to translate this backwards, but this is a kitchen roll manufacturer, and I fold this up 3 times. I fold one of these pieces up 3 times, and it's super thick, and it's still breathable, but I can't feel when I breathe out. I can't feel my breath when I breathe out through it. So I'm using this brand. Not saying there isn't other brands, but that's the brands that we are using in our household. Right, so if you're wanting to make the masks, I've got my list here, so right, okay. So you'll need elastic, and by the way, this will be going, because I know there's a shortage, this will be going live in my shop tomorrow. I've just got to work out the costing for it. I'm selling it by the meter as well, so yeah, I've got a couple of these to sell, so because I know people are running out and stuff like that. So you'll need 4mm or 5mm wide elastic, and if you're doing the pipe cleaner pocket, you'll need 6-inch pipe cleaners. And then what I end up doing is folding over the 2 ends, basically. That will, because there's always a little bit of a wire that sticks out, and then you might poke yourself while getting it in and out. So I got these from, my husband got these, pack of 50 from Amazon, £3 or £4. I'll try and get the link and pop it in the description afterwards. Right, so the adults one, you'll need 3 pieces of cotton fabric, that's quilter's cotton, and this is for the body and the pocket, and it needs to be 9 inches wide by 7 inches high. Then you'll need 2 pieces of binding. It doesn't have to be on the bias, it can be on the scrate of grain, and that's 2 inches wide by 7 inches. And the pipe case, the pipe cleaner case, as I've called it, is 2 inches by 7 inches. And then if you're making it for your family members and that they don't actually live under your household, or you're making it for your friends outside your household and you can't measure their heads, the elastic that I put in is 36 inches long. And I know that's quite a large amount, but we find the problem is my son, who's younger than my daughter, and he's got a bigger head than my daughter. So yeah, so it's swinging around about. So I'll tell you something, 6 inches wasn't enough for my daughter. He kept just going, her ears kept going like this all the time, and the mask just went pop all the time off. So we couldn't do that for her. So yeah, that one's 36 inches long. So that's for the adult masks. Ask any questions as I go along. For the kids one, I'm doing 7 inches wide by 7¼ inches high for the body and the pocket, and you'll need 3 of those. For the binding, you'll need 2 inches by 7 inches, and you'll need 2 of those. And for the piping case, you'll need 1 of those, and that's 2 inches by 7. So technically you need 2 inches by 7 cut 3 times, and 2 of it's for your bindings and 2 of it's for your casing. For the elastic, it's only 2 inches less, which is 34 inches long. Now, if you're a really slim lady, I'm a really large lady, but if you're a slim lady, some people have been saying that they can get away with the kids version. So yeah, so if you really want to, you can get away with the kids version. Right, so that's the measurements out of the way. So I'm just gonna go ahead, make 1 up. Okay, so I normally do it, I've been making them in a conveyor belt kind of style, but I'm not going to do that today. So in my machine, because the elastic in the casing, when you pull it, the casing goes slightly on a backwards C shape here. You'll need polyester thread in your machine. So I'm using just quick and easy one. I'm using Moon thread by Coates, and I've got a size 14 needle in my machine, and I'm not using my walking foot for once because I've had to put some oil in it. Morning low or afternoon low thread. Right, so with 2 pieces of your large pieces of fabric, you need to fold them lengthwise in half, and you need 2 of those folded and pressed. You need 1 flat. Right, so prepping the 2 binding pieces. So you've got your straight binding piece here. You fold it in half, so it's half the width. Then reopen it, and then you're folding it into the centre, just like you do. Becky, can you post? I will do. Yeah, I will do. I'll put a list up, Emma. Thanks, Emma. And you need to do that for 2 pieces of binding. And then for the pocket for the sculptured wire, so what you need to do is fold it in both short ends, 1/2 inch each end, and then fold it again 1/2 inch. So that's 1 inch off both sides taken off. And then you're folding this up approximately just over 1/2 inch. So that's the 2 short sides folded. Yeah, that low, you are correct. Only use wonder clips or binding clips, pegs or anything. They're saying don't pin because like some fabrics don't seal up the hole. The woven bit doesn't close back up again. So yeah, you are totally right, low. So yeah, so you're losing 1 inch off each side by folding it in twice. So that's 1/2 inch on the folds, and you're folding this in at the bottom 1/2 inch. Right, so I'm gonna point you down. Like I say, it's back to front. I'm sorry, but I can't be bothered. It's Sunday. Yes, you can, Dawn. I'll be leaving it up, and I will just be putting it on my YouTube video channel as well. Right, so for the pocket at the back, you'll need your this is for your filter. You'll need your 2 pieces of folded pieces. You're going to open those up and pop this on top, like so. Right side to right side, really doesn't matter. And you see this folded line here, you're going to sew to about, you're going to basically leave a turning gap, well, what we call a turning gap, but it's where your filter will go in the centre. You're looking at around about 2.5 inches in the centre. Stitch length, I'm using a stitch length 2.4 for the whole of this. Hey princess. Right, I am reversing my stitches. So I'm going to stop about there, reverse my stitch when you stop, cut my thread and just move it down. Yes, slow it, I said thread. And I'm just going to start off again. Right, so you're going to take this to your iron. I'm not. You're just going to flip the one side over and press that. And then you're going to flip this over. And so it basically, your two right sides should be facing out and you've got the pokey hole in the middle. You're just going to quickly top stitch 1/8 of an inch away from where that seam is on both sides. So this part of this this part was actually taken from one of the patterns, because I like the fact that the mask stroke cover, face cover, has 3 pieces of fabric rather than 2 pieces of fabric. That's the bit that was putting me off. It's the fact that there is only 2 pieces of fabric plus the filter. I know it's not going to protect us, and well, I'm basically saying this. I can't say that it will protect you, but it's for peace of mind. It's for security. It's for knowing that I will be safe standing in that close, approximately really close queue at the post office. Right, so I've now top stitched both of these. So the next thing we do is fold this in half, and we're just going to crease the top, leaving the bottom bit. Let's just move you up a bit. So I'm going to crease this top bit, not touching that bit, and that's my centre. We're going to get the pipe cleaner bit, and we're just going to sew down these 2 short sides here, which, if you're good, it will lock that bottom fold into place. I do drop and go, but the problem is there is no right, so our post office is at the back of a shop, and the shop's aisles are so close they've had to make everywhere a one-way system, so drop and go isn't really working properly well at the moment at our post office, because you can't squeeze past and you can't go down the other aisles because there's people either queuing up. So yeah, it was a nightmare the other day. This one bloke was trying to barge past, and I was politely, and I said, please can you just wait on the marker 2 meters behind me. No, our post office manager won't let us do that. That's the only thing I've got a problem with, even if I can go to the back door, but apparently the back door is to the shop, and unfortunately they won't let me do that either, because I've spoken to them about it and they're a bit arsey with me. Actually, I'll tell you what they first said to me. Is it essential? Yes, I need to keep a roof over my head. Anyway, right, so as you can see, I've sewn down the 2 sides, and that's now locked that bit here into place. I'm going to fold this into half and just give that a good finger press. And then basically that fold that I did there is my centre, and I'm just going to pop this on top like so. And I'm just going to sew across the top and across the bottom here. And this is making the channel for your tube to go into, your pipe cleaner. Yeah, low. I've heard some wonderful stories and I've heard some really bad stories over the post office. I love the post office, but I'll tell you something. I'm in talks with another company, but the problem is with this one company, basically it's Hermes. They won't take certain, like if it's really small, like if people are just buying a paper pattern, they won't take that. They will only take the larger items. So yeah. Anyway, so I'm sewing at the bottom of this tube channel, and I'm back stitching at the start and at the end. Right. I'm just gonna trim off those pieces of overhang of thread. Yes, look, thread. Right. Okay. Then I'm keeping that right side, because I'm calling this the right side now. Right. Right, so I'm keeping that right side up, and then I'm getting the plain piece and putting that right side facing down. Problem is, I've got this fabric and it looks, that's my right side. And I'm just going to sew these two sides, so that's the top and the bottom. So the top one, I'm sewing 3/8 of an inch. That's 1 centimetre. And the reason why I've done that is because it's going to get a lot of wear and tear where the pipe is and where you're taking it in and out. So I've got a bigger seam at the top than the bottom. The bottom one is 1/4 of an inch. So this one, the bottom one is 1/4 of an inch. Because there isn't much wear and tear at the bottom of the mask. Make sure my iron is on. Yep. I'm reversing my stitches at the start and at the end of both of those seams. Just pick it back. Yeah. Right, so I'm just going to turn it through the tube on one end. I'm just going to press top and bottom, press those two seams that I've just done. Now question, my iron, I've gone through 2 irons in the last 6 months. This iron's on its last leg, so what's the best iron to get? Because I'm fed up of buying irons. I think I go through an average 4 a year at the moment, and I spend like £40 to £60 on an iron, so I need recommendations. If anybody's got any recommendations of a decent iron. I can't have one with a base, a big steam base, because I haven't got room here. So I'm just rolling those seams and giving those two, top and bottom, a good press. I really want that smart iron, that one that you can just take your hand off and legs pop up, but they're nowhere in stock in the UK at the moment, so, and I need one like as soon as possible. Right, so that's pressed, so that's the front and that's the back. So you've got your pocket for your filter, and then you've got your pipe cleaner. Because when I fold in the two sides, yeah, the Oslo iron are so nice. I folded in the two sides, and if you can just see, the pipe cleaner just fits in, so it's actually not touching your face or anything. And then just to get it out, you just put your finger in and pull it out. Right, so this now, you're folding it, we're calling the front the right side. Laurie, you need to send me the link of where you found yours with £50 off, because they're the most expensive irons, but I do actually really like those irons. Right, so you're folding it right side to right side, and we're pressing it so we've got a centre. Okay, so we've just got a crease for the centre. Then we're going to, where the tube part finishes, we're going to bring that down to the centre. So you should be approximately, your first fold from top to where the folder is should be approximately about 1 1/4 to 1 1.5 inches. And this is the same for the kids as well. Okay, so that top measurement's the same. Right, so on the kids one, there is only 2 pleats. Because there was quite a lot of bulk here. Plus, as you put, I couldn't put the filter in easily. I couldn't put the filter in easily if there was 3 pleats in the kids one. So I've now only done 2 pleats. Creating craft. Oh. Right, so that pleat's gone down. I'm not pegging it yet. Then from here, you need to do another pleat, but the middle pleat is only quite small on the adult one. So you're only folding it, as you can see, it's 1/2 inch, but it's 1 inch in total that you're losing. So you press that. I'm not giving you the complete measurements because it will come automatically. You'll just know where to fold it after the top fold. And then once again, the bottom one's an even smaller pleat. That's just where it sits on the jawline here. So just that works out about 1/2 inch you're taking in there. So your overall mask should be 3.5 inches, which mine is. So if I so by the time you've done all your pleats, it should be just over or just under 3.5 inches. You can get away with 2 pleats on this. Hi sis, hi Dawn. Right, so I'm gonna, right, so I'm just gonna clip the 2 short sides. And this side as well. Right, so we're going to sew down the 2 sides. Can you do that bit again, please? Yeah, of course, Wendy. So, is that the pleats? Right, so the first, right, so you know where the pipe cleaner pocket is? Your first fold will be right underneath where that pipe cleaner pocket is. So that's into the centre, because we've already made that centre crease. So first of all, you're folding it in half, and that's basically where that pocket seam will be. Then you get your first fold will be underneath that pipe cleaner pocket, and that goes into the centre. You can clip that. That's generally your, from here, from this folded bit here to this part top here is around about 1 1/4 inch, and you can clip that into place. Right, so from approximately a half an inch down, half an inch down, you can basically do a ½ inch fold. That's just where our big noses are. Like on kids, they don't have these big noses like adults do. And then the next one is a ½ inch. That's just where it sits on the jaw. And that's just a ½ inch at the bottom. Now, approximately this should measure between 3¼ inches to 3½ inches. I think mine's 3¼ inches. Right, so now I'm just going to sew down the two sides. You missed how to fold the pipe cleaner pocket. Okay, hang on, let me just grab one that I've got one already pre-folded. Right, so I'm definitely putting the measurements up on the actual in the group afterwards. So your pocket and your pipe cleaner pocket. So you're folding it in ½ inch first on one short end, and then you're folding it again ½ inch, and then you repeat the same process for the other side. Okay, and then you give those two a good press. Then you've got your bottom bit at the bottom, which is just under ½ inch folded up. I know it's raw, it doesn't matter. And you give that a good press. And then when you come to do your top stitching at the two ends, make sure this folded part is folded under, because that's going to just save you the hassle of folding it back under and giving it a good press afterwards. And it also locks that into place when you come to top stitch it onto your filter pocket side. Is that okay, Wendy? Did you get everything of that? Right, so I'm just going to pull up. Sorry, fabric caught up there. Right, so I'm just going to top stitch a ½ inch away from the end, and where the folds are, I've taken my walking foot off because I've had to really oil it and I'm letting it dry out now, so yeah, I'm missing my walking foot. Right, okay. She might just need a bit of help going through, if you can get it through. And where the folds are, just reverse stitch over a few times, just to hold those into place. Now if you were doing a conveyor belt, you will just keep chain piecing on each folded pieces of mask. I found that a lot easier than doing one at a time. Yesterday I did quite a few for the kids. Doing it that way, spent a couple of hours and I think I did about 20 odd. So yeah, oh, didn't reverse over. Right, so now we've done that. What sewing machine am I using? It's the Elna Pro, the Excellent 720 Pro. It's a semi-industrial sewing machine. I really do think, I didn't know you had right, so Pauline, my Underneath here is a little mechanism and a screw. Mine's an integrated walking foot, so mine goes into a, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a black box here that it clicks into. The black box and the walking foot were really creaky. Dawn, yours is coming, your face mask is coming, your face covers are coming. Yeah, so mine was getting so squeaky I couldn't hear myself, so I've really had to oil it, and don't know if you can see, I've still got a bit of oil on it. Even with normal machines with walking foots, they do tend to go squeaky after a while, so you do have to put a little tad bit of oil in it. Right, so the binding, as said before, you fold it in half, wrong side to wrong side, open it up, fold the two long sides into the centre and give it a good press, and then I go one extra step and just fold it and press it again. Right, so the next thing is to put your binding. Now, I know the binding's way bigger than what we actually need, but it doesn't matter. We're going to be having to fold it over part of it anyway. So I'm opening up my binding, as you can see, and I'm just going to clip those into place. And where that first fold is, I'm just going to sew over and reverse my stitch top and bottom. And then we're going to get your pair of scissors and trim this back to about approximately 1/2 inch away from this top, and the same again, 1/2 inch away from the bottom. Now, some people use glue at this point. I just don't want no glue whatsoever, because I don't want no fumes getting into people when they're breathing. So you open up the binding and you go to your iron and give this a good press inwards. That's okay, princess. I've nearly, to be fair, I've only got the other binding to do, and then thread the elastic through. And you're going to fold the binding at the top as well. So your binding now will be the same width as your mask. Then we're going to fold that bit back in. So basically I've just flipped over the mask straight cover, and we're just going to fold that over like so. Clip it into place. Now, some people may struggle getting their elastic through that, so there is one thing you can do, is peel back the binding seam, so you're just left with the mask, and you can trim this back by half the amount. So I'm just going to do that just to show you. That's if you're using like of a safety pin to thread the elastic through. I've got an old plastic or knitting needle, you know, when you finish off your wool and you tie it off. I don't know, I'm not much of a knitter or crocheter, but I've got one of those, or a needle that's got a big eye. So once again, just fold it over. Just do the other end. So for those who missed it, you, from the top side, you open up your binding, match up the right side to right side of your, binding to the right side of your mask stroke cover, whatever you want to call it. and we're matching up the two ends. Clip that into place, and you're going to stitch down that first folded line here, and you're going to reverse your stitches. Then you're going to get a pair of scissors, trim that binding back to 1/2 inch away, and sew me that one. And you're gonna do this on your you're welcome, Wendy. You're gonna be doing this on your iron anyway, but I'm just gonna do a finger pressing, so I don't have to keep moving the camera or the tablet. And you're gonna fold that bit in, and obviously you give that a good press. Then you're gonna get to this part of the binding, fold that over. Now I'm going to trim it back because I did the other one. Need to finish off dinner, catch you later. No, Lynn, that's fine. I've come in at a earlier time because we've got a family Zoom meeting later with my husband's family. Right, so fold that. Then flip this over, because I didn't press it with the iron. Lazy Becky once again. Right, and then you're just going to fold that over and just clip that into place. Now at this stage you will chain piece all this, so you have about 20 odd in a row. You're going to stitch from the back part of the mask or cover, depending on what you want to do, so call it as. And you're actually stitching, and I'm not 100%, but this could be 1/16 away, but you're stitching like really close to where that fold is. And this is where I do use a tailor's awl, just to help me feed it through. Just make sure my needle's down. Nope. This is where you do need your walking foot on. There she goes. And you do the other side as well. So at this point you trim off all the loose thread pieces, but I'm not going to do that while I'm on air. Right, so you get your elastic, and you need, for the adult size, 36. Oh, there it is, I tied it off. So, 18. So yeah, this elastic will be in the shop tomorrow. Plus, those people that keep messaging me when I'm going to get foam and thicker stabilisers, they're actually in stock. And I'm prepared to go into the post office because now I've got a mask and I'm feeling a lot better than what I was. So yeah. Right, so you get your needle or bobkin or whatever. You're going from the bottom, so your bottom part is the bit that hasn't got the tube in. You first thread that in through the bottom, out the top, leave an overhang, and then we go in through the top of this part of the tube, and try hardest not to get caught up in the seam at the bottom, which is a general thing. Okay, I'm done. I'm caught up again. There you go. And that's your mask cover. It's so easy. You can just do bits, and you can chain piece. I think I had like 15 on the machine at one go yesterday. So it covers your face. Then obviously you got your filter pocket here, which generally one piece of this Blitz or baby wipes. You can use baby wipes as your filter, but you've got to dry them out. So you leave them overnight, dry them out. You fold them in half, and I'm actually putting 2 of those in to here, and they're the perfect size. Yeah, Jennifer, it will be in the group, so don't worry about it. You can catch it later. Yeah, the elastic is because, right, Dawn, if you're still watching, I'm sorry, but I'm going to use you, me and Dad as an example. We have massive heads, and I'm not kidding. Our circumference of our heads are massive. So I can make the masks here for us because I know our measurements, but I'm making these masks for other family members, and I don't know what their circumference of their heads are. So this is the reason why I went for the super long elastic. Got the ties at the bottom loose, so whether they want to snip it there to make it go loop around and tie it for them, or if they want to tie it at the bottom, so basically then they got the 2. I prefer the 2 pieces and putting it right over my head. So yeah, Dawn, I'm so sorry, I love you, sis. But yeah, but me, you and Dad have got these massive heads, we've got these big foreheads, so yeah. Yeah, see, Kathleen, if you got a small head and you got a small muzzle area, as this is called, the muzzle area, you might get away with the kid size, because I know some skinnier ladies are having to use the kid size because it's so much. It is still a reasonable amount of cover for us, for larger people like me, but I'll just feel a bit more comfortable having a larger size. But yeah, so yeah, that's the quick and easiest way that I find. Plus it's got the 3 elements that are bamboo. Do you mean like quilter's wadding, calf? So yeah, the pipe cleaners were a pack of 50, 6 inches. So your pocket for your pipe cleaners doesn't have to actually be that long, but because I've got quite a large nose and got chubby cheeks, yeah, so I got, yeah, you can buy children's hat. I can only buy children's hats. Oh, for the size. Yeah, I do, yeah. But any questions, please ask. Like I say, it's not a true mask. It's not what the professionals are using, but it's for extra comfort. The pocket, the 3 layers of fabric was a big must for me. Which I've got that with the pocket system at the back, which gives me 2 layers. I wanted to be able to get a filter inside it, and my mum came up with this idea with me. She wanted to be able to take the wire out of the mask before she washes it. So originally I was sewing them directly inside, so I needed a pocket on the top. And then I wanted a mask that had the bindings on the side that made the back to front C shape, because it means that it moulds round your face a lot more. So yeah, I had all these elements from 4 or 5 different masks, patterns or tutorials that are out there, but none of them were coming together. So I've put 3 of the ideas that I needed into this mask. So yeah, so in about 10 minutes I will put up in the description all the cutting out for both sizes, and yeah, any questions please do ask. Like I say, this is a disclaimer, these are not going to protect you completely. The thing that's going to protect you is wash your hands, wash your face. Yep, got to say that. Bamboo on a roll from Amazon. It's the bamboo kitchen rolls are a lot thicker than the Blitz. Yeah, you probably won't need to fold it as much. I fold mine 3 times. I cut it down. So yeah, but we got ours from Amazon. I think we got 8 packs for a tenner, and no, 4 packs for a tenner. Yeah, and then they got 2 rolls in, so we got 8 rolls. Specialist pipe cleaners. No, they're not. They're just basically pipe cleaners for from Amazon. We got some of the cheapest ones. They are the slimmer ones, I must admit. They are the slimmer ones. You can get the thicker ones, but my pocket will only cater for the slimmer ones. So if you're going to buy the thicker ones, like you get from likes of Hobbycraft and stuff like that, you will need to add probably 1/2 inch to your pocket. I'm just saying, you need to add 1/2 inch in height, in width, for cleaning. Oh, Lou. No, don't you use these to clean baby bottles? I don't know, why are they called pipe cleaners? I don't know what you use them. I generally use it to clean this when I take all this apart and clean all the stuff out of it. So these are great for cleaning your machine out if you needed to get in those little nuts and crackies. But yeah, but like I say, any questions please ask. I don't know if you can clean the toilet with this to clean pipes, but no, have you been drinking to clean pipes? Okay, right, so thanks ever so much, and yeah, any questions please do ask. Right, so I'll be going live again on, smokers pipes, right. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, see, I'm not a smoker, I don't know these things. Right, so I'm going live again on Friday and again on Monday, so you're getting two over the bank holiday weekend, and it's not around here, but it's the Sew Together bag. It's not by me, it's by, I don't know, but I will put the link later on this week. Oh my god, I'm so laughing right now. I know, I have different moments. I'm a different mare. Really, I'm a different mare. Need a bacon roll. Right, so you know I'm dyslexic. This is in a family. My husband is going to piss himself laughing in a minute. But you know how you spell bacon? Because originally I couldn't spell it. See, this is how bad my dyslexia is. I put beacon, so every time I was saying I need a bacon sandwich, or can you go and grab me some bacon from the shop for a bacon sandwich, I used to put beacon. So in case I can't buy beacons. So yeah, that's me making a fool of myself once again on camera, so sorry. Yeah, you can Laurie, you can get jewellery wire, twist it together, but I would put a bit of tape on the 2 ends, just so when you get it in and out you don't hurt yourself or anything like that. So yeah, just put a bit of like electrical tape on the end or all over it. But yeah, 2 pieces of wire will be ideal. Yeah, so yeah. Right, so on Friday I'll be going live, and on Monday I'll be going live doing the Sew Together bag, and it's got quite a lot of zips. Oh my god, show has those, that finger stinks as like you didn't know what the fuck. I feel old. Love the mask. I'm off to do. Yeah, yeah. I'm sorry. Oh yeah. Anyway, leaving it on that note. Bye.